gonna make him an offer again.
Of all the gin joints and all the towns and all the world.
Handle the truth. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the
Frankly,
war.
my dear, I don't give a damn.
This is where the fun begins.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Welcome, everybody, back to Multiplex Movie Melee. I'm your host, Mason the Cinemaster Johnson, and we have an exciting #1 contender match in our singles division. Tony Durso is taking on Matthew Chen. Last time we saw Matthew, he faced, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Adelaide Spence. And last time we saw Tony Durso, he faced John Marr. Very exciting match. Both these players have very different interests when it comes to films. I'm super excited for this match. On the desk with me is Dylan. Dylan, how are you feeling tonight?
Feeling very good, yeah. I think this was a matchup that we were expecting to get in some form. I think last year when both of these guys were the two top seeds in the Platinum Ticket tournament, but didn't pan out, unfortunately. Now they're playing for a title shot here today. Very worthy #1 contenders match. Honestly, whoever wins, as weird as the circumstances of this whole title picture have been, I am happy because I think Kirk, Tony, and Matthew are all incredibly deserving players that have been around for a while, playing at a consistently high level. And the fact that one of them is going to be the champion by the end of this act, I think is very exciting. So, yeah.
Couldn't agree more. I said we start with pre-match interview, starting with our first competitor tonight, Tony. Your opinions on me aside, how are you feeling going into this match tonight?
I'm just going to do something I typically don't do. I'm going to talk a little shit.
Okay, I wonder who this is going to be targeted at.
Payson, you're a cantankerous whore, and I hate you.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, had to get that out of the way. You know, always looking forward to playing. Matthew's an excellent player. I played him in a different league before, and he beat me, so I know what I'm getting into. But you know, it is what it is. If you want to play for a championship, you're not facing people who are playing in retirement matches. So
that is fair. Tony, I will say, looking at the definition of horror, absolutely not. I'm just going to say that. I say we bring in your competitor tonight, Matthew Chen. Matthew, how are you feeling going up against Tony tonight?
Yeah, I am scared, but I think it's going to be a great match. In that same league, we also had a match where it came down to the two of us, and he beat me. Yeah. So right. I mean, very close. So hopefully we have a close game today. But yeah, whoever wins is deserving for sure.
Absolutely. I say we get started. Round 1 is going to work like this. Competitors will receive 8 questions in 8 different categories, each worth 1 point apiece. They will have 15 seconds to write their answer on their board, after which I will say pens down, and they will reveal their answer. Answer all 8 questions right, you will receive a bonus question. I should say this round is called the whiteboard round. Competitors will receive 3 repeats and 1 challenge that they can use throughout the entire duration of the match. Competitors, any questions before we head into the match? That's fair. I understand. Then your first question will be coming to you in the category of comedy. Who plays Control Double Agent Agent 23 in Get Smart? He's a double agent. His name is Agent 23.
Yeah. That is what the question says, yeah.
I stumbled over my words. I just want to be clear. Yeah. I watched this movie a stupid amount of times as a kid.
I did too. Yeah.
There was
not enough to remember the character's name and testing, but you know.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a joke at the end where I was like, that's a butt. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pens down. Movie is okay. Tony, we'll go to you.
I just said Steve Carell.
And we'll go to Matthew.
Dwayne Johnson's in this?
Dwayne Johnson is in it, and Dwayne Johnson is correct. Matthew getting that.
So your next question will be in the category of the 1980s. In Do the Right Thing, why specifically does Buggin' Out start trying to get others around the neighborhood to boycott Sal's Pizzeria?
What's your favorite pizza topping, Dylan?
Ooh, I mean, I do like just the classic pepperoni, but also sometimes I like to get weird. Maybe throw some jalapenos on there, you know?
Okay, what jalapenos on a pizza? What? I thought pineapple was crazy. Fair. Okay. I'm a pepperoni and black.
Pineapples is not on the same level.
Is jalapenos really good? Okay, Cody's agreeing with you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pens down. I'll have to try it sometime. Matthew, we'll go to you.
I said no black people on the pizzeria's walls.
And we'll go to Tony.
I said Sal's has no black celebrity pictures.
He doesn't have photos of black people on the wall. We will accept both answers. As we head to your third question in the category of horror. How is Jenna Ortega's character Lorraine killed in X?
I will say I'm also weird, so I like putting jalapenos on pretty much everything.
You watch a lot of these types of movies. Seen any good ones lately? Seen any good ones lately?
I have.
Nice. Which ones?
Pearl, quite good. Yeah.
Oh,
my favorite of the franchise. Yeah.
You thought I was talking about horror movies. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Tony, will go to you.
I said throat slit.
And we'll go to Matthew.
Shot.
Shot is correct, specifically with shotgun. Matthew, why do you need the lead there?
So your next question will come in the category of classics. In Touch of Evil, what federal agency does Miguel Vargas work for?
What do you think the Touch of Evil feels like?
Wow, for these past two questions, you've just been your mind's been in the gutter.
Multiplex is getting R-rated, people.
But yeah, jalapenos are good.
You are so stuck on jalapenos. I think you're hoping and you know.
I just want a good old jalapeno.
I just had pizza today. It was $7 for a Monday.
2, 1. That's down. Matthew, will go to you.
I just said FBI.
And we'll go to Tony.
I also said FBI.
Both incorrect. We're looking for the DEA.
Shit.
As we enter your fifth question in the category of Oscars, who won Best Actress for films released in 1981? I actually do have a really fun jalapeno story. When I used to work at MC, at the end of the night, we would all like one of the concession people had to like pack jalapenos into little jars. Something we love to do is we would challenge ourselves to see who could take the most shots of jalapenos when everyone was done.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
I could
cool.
do 3, and it was brutal. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Can I
1.
get a repeat?
Yeah, absolutely. That is Tony's first repeat. Category of Oscars, who won Best Actress for films released in 1981?
Yeah, speaking of the Oscars, jalapenos are pretty cool.
Oh my god! What do you? Do you just want to go grab? We need to take a timeout for you to grab some jalapenos. My gosh!
I just have a bowl of jalapenos, yeah, and a spoon.
Every time you get a question wrong, you eat up.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. That'd be fun. Tony, we'll go to you,
I said Sally Field.
and we'll go to Matthew.
Sissy Spacek.
Both incorrect, but around the same era, we were looking for Katharine Hepburn for On Golden.
Oh, fuck. That's it.
So your next question will be in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for The Last Duel, House of Gucci, and Gladiator 2? I will say, in the competitor's defense, am I wrong for saying that 1981 is a pretty forgettable year for movies?
No.
I mean, I can think of. I love Raiders. I love.
I mean, I like Raiders. That's about it.
I love Dinner with Andre.
Yeah.
I love Escape from New York.
Maybe it's just because it's not one of the years that immediately a bunch of films jump to mind.
That's fair. That's fair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Matthew, will go to you,
Harry Gregson Williams.
and we will go to Tony.
I said Carter Burwell.
Harry Gregson Williams is correct. Matthew hitting that.
Fucking Christ.
So we have your penultimate question in the category of crime. What is Bree's profession in Clute?
Where does Brie rank on your list of cheeses?
Oof. I don't think I've had it enough to like distinguish it amongst my favorite cheeses.
And what cheese do you think pairs the best with jalapenos?
Oh my gosh. I mean, mozzarella, I guess. I feel like putting jalapenos on mozzarella sticks.
True.
Is this what it sounds like when I talk about One Piece with people? Like, oh my gosh. Are jalapenos your One Piece?
Yes.
You know what? That's fair.
That's what we discovered today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Tony will go to you.
It's a prostitute.
And we'll go to Matthew.
I said waitress.
Call girl, prostitute, hooker. We would have accepted all of those. Tony is correct.
Would you have accepted Lady of the Night?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? So then your final question of round number 1 will come in the category of directors. Delmer Davis directed what classic film that would later be remade by James Mangold?
I did not know that was how his name was pronounced, and I would not have pronounced it that way. So
I don't know either. For the competitors, it's Daves.
Delmer Daves.
Daves. There you go.
I was
They
like,
probably pronounced it wrong.
Nah, you're good. You're good. You're a beautiful man that loves jalapenos.
You like Daves?
Like famous Dave's, the barbecue restaurant? Yeah, it's solid.
Sure.
4, 3, 2.
Do they have jalapenos?
Pens down. Matthew will go to you,
310 to Yuma.
and we'll go to Tony.
That makes more sense. I said Copland.
310 to Yuma is correct.
Unbelievable.
Extending the lead a little bit there. All right, so Dylan, after round 1, I have Matthew at 5, Tony at 2. Is that what you have?
That is what I have.
All right, but anything that happens as we move to round number 2, also known as the wheel round. Round 2 is going to work like this. Competitors will receive 5 questions in whatever category they land on, each worth 2 points apiece. Checked on the multiple choice. It devalues that question down to 1 point. They don't like what they spin for their first time. They are allowed to respin, but they must keep whatever they land on for their second spin. But be on the lookout because stealing is involved in this round. The categories that your competitors can spin tonight are post-2000 Amir Khan films, which is Tony's strength, best animated feature nominees, which is Matthew's strength, as well as the general categories of drama, mystery thrillers, Oscars, recent releases, coming of age / teen, and war. Matthew, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or second?
I wasn't expecting to be in the lead, so I will defer.
All right, deferring. So, Tony, this will be your first spin. You land on the category of post-2000 Amir Khan films. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
Yeah, I gotta take it.
All right, keeping post-2000 Amir Khan. Dylan, you've used this category as a strength. Why don't you read these questions?
I know everything about it. All right.
Yeah.
Your first question in post-2000 films starring Amir Khan. In Lal Singh Chadha, Lal's mother tells him there was an outbreak of what disease in an attempt to get him to not leave college?
Malaria.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. What is the name of the telecommunications company that Sanjay is the chairman of in Gajini?
Oh, fuck. I always get it freaking backwards. I gotta go multiple choice.
Your options are A, Air Voice, B, Telespeak, C, Televoice, or D, You Speak.
It's A.
That is correct for 1 point.
Tie game.
Remember if it's voice air or air voice.
So your third question in this category. In Rang de Basanti, what is Sue studying in college in London?
Shit.
Five, 4.
I'll go multiple choice.
Your options are A, photography, B, film, C, architecture, or D, fashion design.
Should have went for 2. It's film.
That is correct for 1 point. Your penultimate question in this category now. In Mangal Pandey, The Rising, what is William Gordon's military rank?
Lieutenant.
That is incorrect, Matthew, for the 2 point steal.
Corporal?
That is also incorrect. We were looking for captain. Right, so then your final question in this category. In Talash, the answer lies within. Armand gives how many rupees to Shashi before he died?
Multiple choice.
Your options are A, 1 million, B, 2 million, C, 3 million, or D, 4 million.
Say C.
C is unfortunately incorrect. Matthew, for the 1 point steal, is it A, 1 million, B, 2 million, C, 3 million, or D, 4 million?
I'll go B.
That is correct for the 1 point steal.
All right, so Dylan, after that round, I have Tony getting a score up to 6, but Matthew getting a steal, also getting a score up to 6, so we still have a tie game.
That is what I have, yes.
As we bring the wheel back in for Matthew's first spin. Spin is away. And you land in the category of spinner's choice. Matthew, what category would you like?
I'll go recent releases.
All right, recent releases. I will be giving you your questions in the category of recent releases. Matthew, are you prepared?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then your first question in the category of recent releases. What does Elphaba do for Galinda after Nessa tells her about going to the ball with Bach in Wicked? Five.
She tells.
3.
She gets Madame Marble to give her a training wand.
I'm going to say that is correct for 2 points. The answer we have is gets her into the magic seminar, but I do remember everything Matthew said.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Question in the category of recent releases. What Oscar winner stars as coal merchant Bill Furlong in Small Things Like These?
Oh, multiple choice.
All right, multiple choice options. Is it A, Anthony Hopkins, B, Ben Kingsley, C, Cillian Murphy, or D, Daniel Kaluuya?
C.
C, Cillian Murphy is correct for 1 point. Your third question, recent releases. In Civil War, Jesse takes pictures of people strung up from the ceiling while the group is at what type of location? Five, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
Are your multiple choice options? Is it A, shopping mall, B, a gas station, C, a school, or D, a farm?
I go A.
A is incorrect. Tony, a chance for a 1 point steal. Is it A, shopping mall, B, a gas station, C, a school, or D, a farm? Five, 4, 3.
Can I get a repeat of the options?
Is it A, shopping mall, B, a gas station, C, a school, or D, a farm? Five, 4, 3, 2.
I'm going to say gas station.
Gas station is correct for 1 point. Matthew, your penultimate question in the category of recent releases. What is the name of the doctor who used to be a gladiator in Gladiator 2?
Multiple choice.
Or multiple choice options. Is it A, Jugurtha, B, Darius, C, Vigo, or D, Robbie?
C.
C, Vigo is incorrect. Tony, a chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, Jugurtha, B, Darius, C, Vigo, or D, Robbie?
I think it's D.
D, Robbie is correct for the 1-point steal. And your final question, Matthew, in the category of recent releases. Who directed Horizon: An American Saga Chapter 1?
Kevin Costner.
And that is correct for 2 points. All right, so Dylan, after that round, I have Matthew getting a score up to 11, but Tony getting some steals, getting a score up to 8. Is that what you have?
That is what I have.
All right, but anything happens as we head into round number 3, also known as the Pick Your Poison round, where the match competitors went back and forth drafting categories that we'll hear in this round, and now they will go back and forth once again drafting categories that they would like to answer questions from. The categories that your players can draft are 1990s animated, crime, musicals, actors and actresses, recent releases, Oscars, and directors. Your competitors will draft their categories right now. All right, your competitors have chosen their categories. Tony, we are going to start with you because you are behind. What would you like for your 1-pointer?
Take animated.
All right, your 1-pointer in the category of animated. Michael Keaton voices a pig pilot in which animated film?
Porco Rosso.
That is correct for 1 point. We're going to stick with you still because you are behind. What would you like for your 2-pointer?
Crime.
All right, your 2-pointer in crime. What director plays the villainous Noah Cross in Chinatown?
John Huston.
That is correct for 2 points, tying the game right there. All right, so we are all tied, but Matthew, you do have more questions to answer. What would you like for your 1-pointer?
I'll go 90s.
All right, Dylan, hit him with the question 90s.
Your 1-pointer in the category of 90s. What is the profession of Philip Seymour Hoffman's character in Magnolia?
Nurse.
That is correct for 1 point.
Had to make Payson happy.
Good shit. As we go over to your, we're going to bounce the game back over to Tony. Tony, what would you like for your 3-pointer?
I'll take Oscars.
All right, your 3-pointer in the category of Oscars. Fargo, The Sting, and 1953's Titanic all won what Oscar? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Repeat the question.
Right, that is your second repeat. For what Fargo, The Sting, and 1953's Titanic all won what Oscar?
Gonna say best costume design.
That is unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for best original screenplay. All right, so it does all come down to this. Tony must hit his 4-pointer in actors and actresses to stay in the game. If he hits it, he sends it back over to Matthew to answer some more questions. If he misses it, Matthew does win the game. Tony, your 4-pointer in actors and actresses. Which actor has appeared in films directed by Darren Aronofsky, Peter Jackson, and Ryan Johnson for films released in the 2000s? And you have a little extra time.
Correction, it says which actress.
Which actress?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a free technical repeat.
Yeah.
Which actress has appeared in films directed by Darren Aronofsky, Peter Jackson, and Ryan Johnson for films released in the 2000s? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is your final repeat. Which actress has appeared in films directed by Darren Aronofsky, Peter Jackson, and Ryan Johnson for films released in the 2000s? Five, 4, 3.
Naomi Watts.
And your winner, Matthew Chen. The answer we were looking for was Rachel Weisz for the films The Fountain, The Lovely Bones, and The Brothers Bloom. Gonna take the players back. Gonna put the players backstage and talk with Dylan. Dylan, this was a game of inches for me. Maybe not the best performance necessarily from either player, but I think this just showed that Matthew was just able to square out the game just a little bit. How are you? What are your thoughts on tonight's match?
Yeah, I think you said it. It was definitely a bit of a scrap back and forth. Both players, I mean, like not performing quite to the best of their abilities, but it's also a number one contenders match, so the questions are going to be tougher. So that it is what it is. There, it's just yeah. I think Tony just got some hard questions for his 3 and his 4, and that kind of was just what sealed the deal for Matthew today. But Matthew played really, really well. 5 points in round 1 with questions as tough as like they are in number one contenders matches. That's pretty good. So I'm excited to see what he could do going into his first title match. That's exciting. So yeah.
Absolutely. I say we start heading into post-match interview, starting with our unfortunate second-place finisher tonight. Tony, whenever you get your strength category, it's always going to be a coin flip whether or not they are questions in your wheelhouse or questions that are just really, really tough. Especially with a strength that goes as deep as yours, that just may have been the result tonight. But you got some steals in round 2. You held in there, just couldn't quite pull that 3 and 4. How are you feeling after tonight?
The amount of points I left on the table is just unacceptable in this type of match. There were at least 2 in round 1 that I was back and forth on, and I went the opposite way. When I shot for the 2 on that one in round 2, the second you said I was wrong, I was like, oh crap. And then when you said best original screenplay, I could have picked my computer up and thrown it, kind of thing. And I was between Naomi Watts and Rachel Weisz. It was literally just I flipped the coin wrong every single thing. And that's not to say anything against Matthew, because Matthew did exactly what he needed to do. He played much better than me, and he deserves to be going on. I wish him the best of luck. I'm looking forward to the match between him and Kirk, because I like both competitors. It's hard to get to this point this many times and fuck it up every single time and not just be like, all right, this is as good as I get. So it is what it is, but just disheartening. That's all.
Tony, I know you are an excellent player, and I know you are one day going to be playing for a singles title. As far as I'm concerned, I think you are the best player that hasn't played for a singles title just yet. When you do come back, is there anyone you would like to play?
Whoever,
That is totally fair. I'm going to put you backstage. We had interviews with our winner tonight, Matthew Chen. Matthew, like I said, this was a game of inches, but you were able to pull through, had some very key pulls throughout this match. How are you feeling after tonight going into your first title match?
Yeah, honestly, I came into this expecting to be behind and lose to Tony. So, yeah, I mean, I know how incredible Tony is, and I think unfortunately those coin flips just didn't go his way. But I'm really proud of how I did with, especially in round 1, getting 5 points. I think I'm really surprised by myself. And yeah, and then in round 2 is just like picking your own strength could be scary because there's strength level questions. So I was between that and recent releases. I ended up going with recent releases, and some of those just there were more movies that I hadn't seen, so just unfortunate. But that's what happens.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, you are going to be, this does punch your ticket to a title match. You are going to be going up against the winner of the Golden Ticket Tournament of 2025, Kirk Kowalkowski. Do you have any thoughts about playing Kirk? How are you feeling going into your first title match?
Yeah, no, I think it's crazy that I'm finally made it to a title match. I know Kirk is an incredible player, and we've also had some time to play on trios together, so I also have seen firsthand how much he knows, and that is a lot of knowledge. So I'm gonna have to get ready. I'm just gonna have to prepare.
Absolutely. Very excited to see that title match. Going to put you backstage, Matthew. Dylan, final thoughts on tonight's match. Something that I just realized. I remember when we were doing an act breakdown last year, and someone asked whether this year's tournament was going to be a golden ticket tournament or a platinum ticket tournament. And Cody said it was going to be a golden ticket. But if the title belt is ever vacated, it could immediately become a platinum ticket. But on behalf of Matthew, on behalf of everyone here at Multiplex Movie Melee, I'm Pacing the Cinemaster Johnson. That's Dylan Van Thine. Have a great night.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
In case I don't see you.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.